It is really no secret that the Oklahoma City Thunder, basically since trading Chris Paul, has not been the best team at all. But what a lot of people don't talk about is how good this team's future actually is. Now, yes, everybody talks about the plethora of picks that Sam Presti has acquired. Like, they have picks on picks on picks over there, okay? There are pick hoarders. But they don't talk about how their young core right now that they already have on the team, how bright of a future they already have. And I really want to get into a lot of things. But the first thing I want to get into is the fact that this year they're actually been a way more solid than anyone expected. They're currently sitting at a 25-27 record, and that is very impressive and a much improved record from even just last year, despite not really adding anyone in free agency and only building through the draft and through self-development. They have been a very, very solid team, and the reason that is so impressive is because they are literally the youngest average team in the entire NBA, meaning if you take all the ages from their team, they average out to be the youngest in the NBA. And to really put that in perspective of how impressive that is, if you look at the other youngest teams in the entire NBA, the next three youngest are teams like the Houston Rockets, the Detroit Pistons, and the Orlando Magic. And especially for the Houston and Detroit Pistons side of things, the second and third youngest teams in the league, Detroit is awful, and so is the Houston Rockets, and they don't even look like they're anywhere near how good the Oklahoma City Thunder currently are, despite not even being as young as the Thunder are right now. And then even the Orlando Magic, although also very solid of a team and they do have a direction, I don't think that they're on the same level as of right now as the Oklahoma City Thunder, and it really just shows you how much more they are performing opposed to their other super young team counterparts in the league. And to even really dive a little bit deeper into the inner workings of this team, just look at the development of some of their biggest name young guys. Someone like a 24-year-old Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has already started off the season playing at an MVP level. Now, although he has cooled off a lot since the beginning of the year, he is still playing at an elite level and at an all-star level. I think he made his first all-star game this year, and he's going to very much keep going up from there, and there is no telling what his ceiling can be, as he is only 24 years old, and there was a legitimate argument for a very long time that he is a top 3 point guard, and I think you could definitely argue right now he is a top 5 point guard in the entire NBA, and that is a very rapid development coming from a guy like Shai, and he is really looking like he could be the face of this franchise and really lead them to success for years and years to come. And then even another guy like Josh Giddey, he is having an extremely underrated sophomore season, as this year he is averaging more points per game and more rebounds per game, and also on much improved efficiencies, which is probably the biggest improvement. So he's shooting more shots, scoring more points, grabbing more boards, while also on very much better 3-point percentages and even better field goal percentages. So Josh Giddey is also showing that he is improving steadily as well, and those are their two best players on this team that are currently playing for them. And I think Josh Giddey kind of fits perfectly with Shai, because Shai is the guy that can score at any point of the court that you just can't guard, and Josh Giddey is the more slow it down type guy who can also score the ball, but he's also one of the best passers in the entire NBA. So them two just fit together extremely well. And then even moving on to another guy like Legent Dort, he has currently developed into probably one of the most underrated defensive guards in the entire NBA. Lou Dort is always going to play at an extremely high level. He's going to play with high energy, he's going to play with heart, and he's going to be a very good defender, but he has also became a very solid scorer, which not a lot of people talk about. Lou Dort, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated role players in the entire NBA, and he has helped this Oklahoma City team win at many games by himself at times. That is how good he has been, and throughout the years of being in the league, he has been steadily improving in a lot of major statistical categories as well. So those are the three main guys in their young kind of core that are actually playing right now, and they have all shown that they are developing at a very high level and are getting better in building chemistry as the years go on. And on top of that, all three of them are also extremely young. Shai Gilgeous, I think, is in his 4th or 5th year in the NBA. Josh Giddey is only in his 2nd. And Lou Dort, although he has been in the league for, I think, 4 to 5 years as well, is also fairly young. So they all still have room to grow and get even better than they currently are. And another guy that's been very fun for the Oklahoma City Thunder is Isaiah Joe. Isaiah Joe, this is basically the first time he's ever gotten a real opportunity in the NBA. He did spend 2 years with the 76ers and kind of had lackluster years, but Joe has found a role with the Thunder, and he has been taking the fullest advantage of it right now, as he is having by far the best year of his career, and looks like he is going to be a legitimate piece for this Thunder team for the next few years, and a fairly big part of this team as well. So I think for sure that they found a absolute gem in the rough with a guy like Isaiah Joe, because he is fully buying into the role he currently plays. And then you look at even other guys like Trey Mann, Aaron Wiggins on this team. Both of them are fairly young as well, and they can also develop and have fairly high ceilings as well. And even their draft just from this year, they have a guy like Jalen Williams, and well, one of the Jalen Williams, who's been playing at a very high level and is probably going to make the all-rookie first team and could be one of the steals of this draft. He is a legitimate scorer on this team, a legitimate player with an extremely high upside. So from their rookie level players to their second year players to even their third to fourth year players, all of them still have extremely high ceilings that it can legitimately develop into something very special when they start getting older and the chemistry just keeps on building on top of itself. And not only do their current players have extremely high ceilings and they're building on it, reinforcements are coming to this team to make them even better. As at minimum, they have a guy like Chet Holmgren who missed the entire rookie season, and he is going to be having his rookie season basically next year, and they're getting that second overall pick coming back. And although I'm not the highest on Chet, I do think he's still going to be a solid player, and he's at least going to be a very fun one to watch, and he brings so much versatility to this roster that he can only help it improve. And you combine Chet Holmgren coming back and the fact that they're probably going to also either have a lottery level pick as well, it's going to be in the top 15, it will be basically like them adding 2 lottery picks in this year's draft coming up. And this year's draft is extremely stacked, and they can definitely get a very high level player to add to this already extremely bright, nice young core. And then you just put a little cherry on top of the fact that they have a plethora of picks coming down the pipeline as well, and the fact that they have the 11th most cap space as well. There's just so much going for this team's future. It is almost impossible for them to mess it up, and I think it's only going to get brighter and brighter as their guys develop, as they make these picks, as we learn how good or bad these first round picks are going to be. I think their future can only get better, and I just think that the NBA should really take note of how good I think they're going to be in the next coming year. Because when you have a core of a guy like Shea, who's a legit all-star, Josh Giddey, who could become an all-star, Chet Holmgren, who has star potential, Jay Williams looking like one of these steals of the draft, Trey Mann, a very solid scorer off the bench, Isaiah Joe, a diamond in the rough, Lou Dort, one of the high-energy, best underrated role players in the entire NBA, to go along with the hundreds of pick it feels like they have coming up, to go along with a lot of cap space. This team, I think, is going to be very, very good, much quicker than a lot of people think, and I think they deserve a lot more respect than they're getting for how good their future is going to be, and they need to be put in the conversation of the best young cores in the entire league. But unfortunately, guys, that's my video, so comment below. Do you agree with me? Do you think the Oklahoma City Thunder are going to be scary in the future? How good do you think they will be? On your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you like, don't point to the like button and subscribe button. It means the absolute right to me. I hope you have a blessed day, because I had a blessed day, so you need to have a blessed day. All glory to God. See you in the next video. Goodbye. Boo. Blah.